I'm gonna count here. Councilmember Brennan,
Here.
we have a quorum. All right, we got a lot of different things to cover tonight, but it should be pretty fun. We're gonna start with citizen visitor comments. I have rules for you, Trig, before you get up here. Each person addresses the city council, please do so in an orderly manner. Wish to speak, approach the podium, state your name and address for the record. Comments during the agenda item and public hearings for individual consideration be limited to 3 minutes. You cannot be given your time to another person. You'll be allowed to speak once. Please remind everyone to silence their phones, and if you would, at any point you need to leave the meeting, please feel free to do so.
All right. My name's Trig Overland, Superintendent of Glen Rose ISD, and here this evening to talk to you about the big event. So we are on May 1st going to have our 5th annual big event. So what we do that day is we send our kids out into the community to serve this wonderful community who serves us most of the time. So we're just going to take a half a day and come out and serve. And so we'll have about 2,000 students running around the community from 9:30 to 11:30 in red shirts, trying to help out the community in any way possible. So this can be really little things or big things. A lot of our elementary school and intermediate kids, they'll go to Dairy Queen and hand out gift cards or cards that they made to Dairy Queen or other businesses. They'll go down to the nursing home, sing, do activities with them. And so we keep them close. But the junior and high school kids, we send them all the way out throughout the county. And so if you have anything that you would like us to do, once again, little or small, because the whole goal of this is to teach those kids how to serve and not get paid for it, and just out of the goodness of their heart, they're trying to help out the community. And so it's all about learning how to serve. So it can be very small or very big. We'll come out to and do some work for them. So questions, we've got a flyer there, and we've got a QR code. If you know of anybody, take it, put in your business, or whatever. Okay. Appreciate y'all letting me come to speak.
Thank you very much. You gonna stay for the rest of the meeting?
I'm not, sir.
I'd like to say, since moving to this community, and my first big event that I saw, I couldn't believe it. My yard looked spectacular. It's just part of the education process that Glen Rose puts forth. It is incredible. I've seen the students, and what a great event this is. I enjoy it. It's really neat. Thank you, Trey.
Appreciate y'all and y'all's services.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate you more. All right, where are we, folks?
You have one more. I sent up a few comments and
Oh, citizen company, sure did. Miss Edwards, would you join us?
Sharon Edwards. I just wanted to give the council an update regarding the Dallas Travel and Adventure Show that we attended at the end of March. So it was paid for. I'm speaking on behalf of Ann and the Somerville History Foundation. Ann couldn't be here tonight. The foundation is the one who secured the booth originally, and we asked the city to come alongside us and join us and help fund it. One, because it is quite expensive, but two, also come and join us and give our town the recognition it deserves outside of just being Bernard's Mill. We also secured the LDL dinosaur in the state park. It's currently just being held in storage because the park store no longer wanted it in the store. I do want to encourage the city to look at, if you are going to have a tourism home outside of the Lane building, please consider getting that in an air-conditioned space. They really deserve somewhere to put it. But they brought the dinosaur in, set it up. It was really cool. That's what we're kind of known for, the travel and adventure shows. We've been a part of the travel and adventure shows almost 10 years now. We've consistently gone to them outside of like 1 or 2 years. And we're always known to have a big booth with the dinosaur. Her name's Roxana, by the way, in case you wanted to know. Pearl and I and Ann and Tracy it when she could, because she was also busy that weekend. There was a lot of stuff happening in town that weekend. But Pearl, Ann, and I, and then Buck a little bit, set it up on Friday. We probably saw upwards of 3,000 to 4,000 people just coming to the booth itself and interacting with us. We heard many comments that we had some of the best giveaways. We were giving away Bernard's Mill cookbooks that we wrote in 2020 to fund the Bernard's Mill. We gave away these little cute roses. We gave away all of the rest of the moonshine glasses that we had left over. So we had 3 boxes. We took over 22 boxes of stuff with us. We came back with 2.5 boxes of magazines, and that was it. And a lot of it's just because people didn't want to take a physical copy of magazine, but they were willing to listen to you talk. So we talked until we couldn't anymore, but we had the amazing compliments. The Bernard's Mill and the Somerville History Foundation has already signed up for next year. They are moving it to the Kay Bailey Hutchinson Center because Market Hall is being torn down for, guess what? A data center right in smack dab downtown. But they moved it to Kay Bailey. We got to pick our spot. We're actually first in the row this year outside of Tour, Texas. So we're gonna have one of the best spots in the whole place. We would encourage the city to come along with us again because it would be really beneficial. We do see numbers. It was also the week before spring break this year, so they're moving it up from the end of March to the beginning of March 6th and 7th. So we can target that spring break crowd that maybe doesn't have anywhere to go or doesn't want to go, hours away and they just want to go somewhere close. So I really recommend y'all coming alongside with us. Like I said, we've already paid for it because we get a huge discount if we pay for it up front before we ever leave the show. But it was a really good turnout, and I think we will see the benefits of it.
Thanks, Cheyenne. Thanks for doing that. And I hope it translates into heads and beds. I'm sure it will. That's a great program. We now have announcements and presentations. And I was given something by one of our employees, by Chief Martin. And we lost one of our esteemed volunteers and people within our community that has done a whole lot and worked for Buck for some time. And he wrote something I think is very touching, and I'd like to read it. It's regarding Tammy Ray. And if you don't know, she worked with the city, was in animal control a long time. She worked for the county. And Buck put together some stuff, and I'd like to read it on his behalf. One of Tammy's most remarkable accomplishments was her ability to maintain a steady supply of food, essential resources for the Glen Rose Animal Shelter, without relying on taxpayer funding. Through her initiative and determination, she built strong relationships with other animal shelters, organizations, and donors. As a result, she successfully transitioned the shelter's food and supply needs to be fully supported through donations, an achievement that reflects both her leadership and resourcefulness. In addition, Tammy worked tirelessly with numerous rescue groups and organizations to place dogs and cats into loving, permanent homes, helping animals find their forever homes. It wasn't just part of her job, it was clearly her passion. Her efforts made a lasting impact on countless animals and families alike. Tammy Ray's legacy is one of compassion, innovation, and service. Her contributions have left a meaningful and lasting imprint on the Glen Rose community. She'll be remembered not only as a dedicated public servant, but as a true advocate for those who couldn't speak for themselves. Tammy's impact on our community goes far beyond her job title. She was not simply an employee. She became a valued member of our city family. Her compassion, commitment, and love for animals made her truly exceptional in her role. It's clear that Tammy chose the right career path, as her genuine care for the well-being of every animal she encountered was evident in what she did. Having had the privilege of serving as her supervisor for over 7 years, I witnessed firsthand the depth of her dedication. Tammy consistently went above and beyond her duties, taking extra steps to ensure that animals in the shelter not only cared for, but given the best possible chance to find a loving, forever home. Her efforts made a lasting difference in the lives of countless animals and the families who welcomed them. Tammy was known for her strong work ethic, her willingness to help others, and her consistently positive attitude. She had a natural ability to connect with people. She truly never met a stranger. Her kindness and approachability helped build trust within the community and strengthen the bond between the city and its residents. Above all, Tammy's love for her family and her deep connection to the city of Glen Rose defined her 20 years of service. This community was not just where she worked, it was her home for some time, and she served it with pride and heart. Her legacy will continue to be felt throughout Glen Rose for many years to come. I was not only Tammy's supervisor and co-worker, but she was like family to me, Chief Martin. But thank you for those comments. If y'all don't mind, let's just take a moment of silence to remember Tammy Ray and her commitment and involvement in this community. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. You know, one thing I'd like to say is that dedication and what she did at the animal shelter goes on today. We still are labeled as a no-kill. We really try to put these out to other animal shelters. I don't know how you could possibly, I couldn't work in an animal shelter and have to put a pet down. So Tammy's dedication, Christy and David, our group that now run the animal shelter, it continues because of people like that. So thank you, Tammy. All right. We have a bit of a change. We're not going to consider the public hearing items 1 and 2 tonight. They are being delayed. So if we can have a 1 and 3, I'm sorry, 1 and 3. And we'll go to number 2, and I'd like to have a staff member read the item. Who'd like to do that?
Public hearing regarding a request for a specific use permit for short-term rental at the property located at 1306 Van Zant Road, tract B5-21, abstract A136, Milam County land, tract B5-21, acres 3.48 to operate in an R1 single-family district.
Okay. Do we have an applicant? There she is, right there, planning and zoning lady.
Yeah, but, no, right there, he's coming.
Yes.
Okay, great. So, sorry, first city council meeting.
Well, what a shame that is.
My name is Matthew Carter. We recently purchased this property. It's a beautiful piece of property. I know a lot of people over the years have enjoyed it, and we are just trying to continue to keep it nice, upkeep it, and to be able to do that, we would like to generate a little bit of income so that we can keep the property nice and continue sharing it with other people. We use it personally, but it's such a special place that we want to share it with the community and the public, and so we're asking to have a permit or obtain a permit for a short-term rental. If anybody doesn't know where it is, it's Jerry Lee's old place. I don't know if Tom Butler feeds on the Biloxi. So.
Council, any questions for applicant? No. Pam?
So PNC reviewed the application. This falls in line with everything from all the discussions that we've been having with short-term rentals. And so it was approved. It was motioned to recommend for city council to approve unanimously.
Okay. Council, do we have any action? Well, I'm sorry, I'm going to open the public hearing first on this item. Do we have anyone in the audience? Anyone who'd like to speak regarding this? Okay, I'm going to close the public hearing at 5:45 p.m. Council discussion?
Beautiful property. I'm excited for this.
The same property, it was an STR before, correct?
It was not.
No, you were thinking Milan House.
Yeah, I know
It's-
it's right next to mine.
it's
I know
not,
it
it's
is.
next
I
door.
thought it was also.
Yeah, no.
Okay. It's George on it.
That's the.
Okay.
I
Yeah, I'm just letting it stare at my head all day, am I?
He'll be back in a minute. He says basically.
Anybody have a motion for us here?
I'll make a motion. I make a motion that we grant the request for specific use permit for short-term rental at the property located on 1306 Van Zant, tract B5-21.
Excuse me, can I just ask a question real quick?
Sure.
Are we still on 2 or have we moved on to 4?
We are now on the floor. I'm
Okay.
sorry, when I close the public hearing. we
Okay, so I'm sorry, thank you. I just don't want us to be making a motion at the wrong
Yeah,
portion. I
thank you.
apologize for interrupting. I would gladly second that.
Seconded by Councilmember Brenning. All in favor? 3. Is George around? Okay, 3-0 passes. Thanks, Rich. I should have made that more
No,
clear
I
for sure.
just.
I hate public hearings. Okay.
Didn't mean to interrupt, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I should have moved down, but I don't, I just kind of covered all.
They'll come back
Yes.
wanting to end the meeting whenever he comes back.
All right, so we'll look at my head no more.
No, I closed it. He told me it was too noisy where he was. I said it's too loud and that's what it
We're
was.
gonna move down to item number 5 under individual items for consideration. Discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding a presentation by John Elgood from the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm John Elligood. I am the Senior Resident Inspector at the Comanche Peak Nuclear Power Plant. As a member of the Nuclear Regulatory Commission staff, I work for the U.S. government, not for Comanche Peak. Every year, we put out an annual assessment of the performance of each power plant. I am specifically addressing Comanche Peak. A little background on the NRC. Each nuclear site has 2 resident inspectors that their full-time job is at the nuclear plant, where we do oversight inspections of the operation of the plant. In addition, we are supplemented by regional specialist inspectors who will provide assistance and have their own baseline inspection activities that they perform. In 2025, we performed over 1,900 hours of direct inspection. If you recall, there was a federal government shutdown last year. Through that shutdown, the resident inspectors continued working and continued their oversight at the various facilities. Our inspections cover multiple areas: plant operations, maintenance activities, engineering, radiation protection, and security, for example. Our assessment for 2025 is Comanche Peak operated the plant safely without undue risk to the public. There is a documented report that covers our annual assessment. I provided copies to members of the council. I have a few extra copies with me if anyone would like them, as well as a list of websites run by the NRC that can give you direct access to those documents if you're interested in further review or require more information. I want to let you know the NRC is currently assessing one issue from last year where they had a failure of a safety chiller at the site. That issue potentially could lead to an additional inspection at Comanche Peak. We have not finalized our assessment of it, so although it happened in 2025, it is not included in our annual assessment. In addition to oversight at the plant, the NRC inspectors are the first responders to the site in the event there is something that occurs at Comanche Peak that would require additional oversight. And this is an outgrowth of the event at 3 Mile Island many years ago. I would report to the control room or another location and verify that the licensee is properly operating the plant and maintaining the public safety. In addition, I'll be in contact with other NRC staff in the regional office, which is in Arlington, Texas, as well as headquarters, which is in Maryland. I wanted to keep this brief. I'm willing to answer as many questions as members of the council might have for me. And if they don't object, any members who are in attendance who might have any questions.
I just want to say thank you for continuing to be available during the shutdown. I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, what I found out is they will continue to operate safely, but that does degrade over time, like any activity without the reinforcement of proper behavior. It does tend to degrade, although the Comanche Peak staff is committed to safe operation of the facility.
How long have you been How long have you been working with Comanche Peak?
I've been at Comanche Peak 6.5 years.
Okay.
And I've been with the NRC since 2001, so 25 years with the NRC. Any other questions?
Pam?
Out of curiosity, in your general opinion, with the addition of the AWS data center, utilizing the water and power directly from Comanche Peak, what does that look like in your world of regulations?
In our world of regulations, before that site is built and modifications are made to the facility, the plant operators are required to evaluate it and confirm that this proposed activity can be done within the framework of their existing license and the regulatory framework. If not, they would need to get their license amended or modify their plan to make it conform. We have limited regulations on water use. We do require the licensee to maintain a safe shutdown impoundment for cooling, and there are limitations on level within the reservoir as well as temperatures within the reservoir. If they were to exceed those, they would need to shut the plant down. So obviously that would not be desirable for Comanche Peak to do. In terms of electrical supply, we don't regulate what goes out onto the grid. That's other government agencies. We do regulate, we have regulations that the site has to have offsite power that comes in order to continue to operate. The modification could impact that, and that would be one of the things that would need to be reviewed prior to any modification that would impact the availability of offsite power. At this time, we're not aware of anything that would require them to come to us for approval, but it is very early in the process. Hopefully that.
No, that's it. Thank you. And then just a quick follow on. The same thing with all the power that is proposed to be pulled
Mhm,
through the Encore lines.
mhm.
What regulatory,
That would most likely not have anything to do with the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. That would, I think, be ERCOT would have the responsibility for that.
okay, because you guys don't have any control over where the power goes.
Once it goes out to the switch yard, we don't have
Okay.
any control.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. And I will have, if you don't mind, I can put them on your table there if anyone wishes to have any of the additional copies or have the web addresses.
I have one last one. Are y'all fully staffed after around the Doge cut? So I was in New Mexico and they cut all of the employees that are in charge of nuclear storage facility out there.
That's a good question. Currently, we have adequate numbers of staffing. However, there are currently some holes in the organization that we are able to fill with other staff members. For example, Michael Bloodgood, who's right behind you, he works out of the regional office and has been filling in at some of the sites that are short-staffed for whatever reason. At the end of the NRC is currently reorganizing. At the end of that, we would reestablish appropriate staffing levels everywhere. To help.
Is that saying you are appropriately staffed for our facility?
Comanche Peak is appropriately staffed.
Okay.
We've got a fully staffed office.
I'll trust you.
Thank you.
Thank you, John, appreciate it. Okay. Item number 6, I would like to say, it's, some of us in this room have been involved in the emergency training and other things that go. There is no stone unturned with safety and watching over the community at that power plant. And if you just move here and you look at it, you think, oh, more, I'll date myself, but 3 Mile Island and something that happened in India, and you worry. But man, you guys have it done right.
Thank you.
It's really great. All right, item number 6 on the individual items. Discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding donation to the High School Art Scholarship Fund. Laurie, this was yours, right?
Yes.
You want to just mention what this is?
So we voted on the design for our Glennosaurus, that's her name, Glennosaurus. And I contacted Ms. Bino about possibility of the 2 girls that actually did the design to help paint and get it ready for us. And she had said that, yes, they could work on it. They'd have to do it this summer. And I asked what her fee was, and she said that we would need to purchase all of the supplies, but then they asked for, instead of a fee that goes to them, that they asked that we give a donation to the scholarship fund, art scholarship fund. And so I'm proposing that we pick an amount and make a donation. You don't have to make a donation, but of course, that would be the right thing to do. And they'll get that done for us this summer.
Okay. We actually have a citizen comment on this. Ms. Edwards, if you'd like to speak.
Cheyenne Edwards, 202nd Street. I guess it was more, she clarified what I asked because I was trying to figure out why we're trying to donate. Nothing against art scholarship, let me just put that out there right now. But as the mill, we give an art scholarship every year, and it's a pretty hefty art scholarship. And the scholarships are supposed to already be submitted and everything like that. So I was trying to figure out, what I thought when I read the packet was you were just trying to pay for the material to fund the dinosaur that y'all just, so the kids could paint the dinosaur you just made. And that's what you're trying to do, correct?
Yeah.
But she doesn't want you to pay the art department directly. She wants you to put it back into the scholarship fund.
Yes, yes. Anybody that, when she paints any type, she's done a lot of the dinosaurs in our community. And she donates her time and asks that in return, they give money to the art scholarship program. So
Okay.
if we want her to do it, I mean, we can certainly look elsewhere.
Well, I mean, it makes sense for the kids to paint it. I didn't have a problem with that. I was just trying to figure out, if you were trying to pay for materials, why were we just not
No.
paying for materials unless she
The
asked you?
materials are a given. We have to pay for the materials, which would not exceed $200. But in lieu of her fee, which she spends a lot of time doing this, and probably if the truth be known, she may be doing the majority of it anyway,
Yeah.
that she just asks instead of a fee, we donate to the art scholarship fund.
So we're gonna pay for materials and
Yes.
Correct.
X amount
Yes.
of money. Okay.
Thanks,
I was
Shannon.
just trying,
And
like
Veronica
$500.
and I visited about the fees, and I know that we have it in the beautification fund. We talked about that. So I don't think we necessarily have to approve the supplies because there is funds available there. This is more about making a donation, determining an amount, if we want to go this route, to their scholarship fund.
I was just trying to clarify where it was
All
going.
right, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should. I think we should make a donation. We'll have to bring it to council on an item to take action for
Oh,
that.
okay, so next month, put
Yeah, we can do it
a
next month,
certain
and that
amount.
will be early enough.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
determining that amount, we can speak to that if you'd like.
Okay, I'll put that on the next agenda.
Okay.
Isn't that the agenda subject though?
What's that?
Yeah.
Just consideration of possible action regarding donation to the high school art scholarship
Yeah,
fund.
and we can work that part of it, just not the amount. It has to be an agenda item to approve a budget amount. I don't think we can do that, can we?
You can make the amount now, and then next month I'll come back with the budget adjustment, and then you approve that.
Okay, well, that's fine. Then someone propose a number here.
I was gonna propose 500.
I was gonna say 1,000. But I love the kids.
Oh, no, I do too.
I know.
What do those normally cost to have them painted?
No, I don't know.
Anywhere from 500 to 1,000.
Yeah, is that how much they cost? Mary should know.
Yeah.
Rich, any comments?
No,
I'm sorry, yes.
I'll second the amount for $500.
Okay.
If, I was expecting Candace to do it.
No, I I want to go higher.
Well,
Of
I'll
course,
just let
my
you
daughter's
know.
in national
I
honor,
don't get
like
to
art
vote
honor
as mayor, but I was
society.
gonna offer up 5,000.
Oh, geez, yeah.
What'd he say?
5,000.
Oh, wow, you're just trying to have her.
Yeah, he is.
We have a second from Councilmember, well, did you make a motion?
Yes, I made a motion for 500.
Councilmember Bruni, all in favor? 3-0, approved. We'll bring that to a budget adjustment in May to make it official, but I expect it'll happen. All right. Item number 7, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the historical rural log building grant. Is this yours too, Lauren?
Yes. Okay, so very exciting. Myself and Ann Carver and Susan Bruce are all working as a committee. We're looking at all the buildings at Heritage Park. There are some that are in great need of repair. However, the first one that we're focusing in on is that, what's the name that, Susan, come up here. She signed up in case I needed support here. I need support. The log cabin.
You'll give your name and address first, please.
I'm Susan Bruce. I live at 1113 County Road 418,
Thank you.
So I'm representing the city, she's representing the county, and Ann is representing the historic district. There's a grant available that is up to $150,000, but we've applied for $100,000. They give it in $50,000 increments to restore the log cabin. That's all this grant covers is historical log cabins. We met, we had somebody come and assess the things that we need, and the grant has been submitted. If we receive the grant, then we have to meet it at 25%. We did apply for $100,000, so we would need $25,000 to meet the grant. However, in kind, we can do in kind as well. So if we had any donations, and then of course writing the grant.
So you can deduct like writing the grant, if we got people to donate some of the supplies, if we got volunteers out there working, any of that can count towards our 25,000.
And tell them what you found out at the conference you went to. So,
Well, we actually got to talk to the guy who does the log cabin. It's actually an East Texas log cabin grant, but the guy asked us to go ahead and apply because as of yesterday, only one other person had applied for it.
Wow.
And they have up to $750,000 to give away. And
Wow.
so our odds look pretty good.
When does it close?
Do it.
When
It
does it
closes Friday.
Thank you.
So people could be putting it in, this week, but as of right now, and we were a little concerned because one of the questions were, are you in East Texas? And Ann didn't want to say yes, but it knocked her out of the computer. She did. And the guy who basically runs the grant said, no, just put in that you're in East Texas. So we did.
are east of the Brazos.
Yeah, I guess so.
That counts.
Anyway, it looks really good. And we had Austin Brawley that he did the evaluation. And
Wow, that would be.
That's
he's gonna do the other buildings too. One of the steps we have to do to get this grant is we have to get it on the National Registry. And we're in the process of working on that. Hope to have that done. Really, we talked to those people also and we qualify. And so get that done also. And
all
then
the
we're able
buildings, right?
to
The
apply
park,
for
the whole park.
the whole park.
Yeah.
The only one that could actually, because the firehouse can get more recognition because it hasn't been moved. The others have been moved, so they can't get state registry, but they can get on the national registry. And so we've already done a whole bunch of research because the little signs, like one of them says, we don't know much about this building. And actually there's a whole bunch about the building that, that we've discovered. So anyway, it's moving along.
Thank you for the work. That'd be absolutely
It would be amazing.
spectacular to get that.
And that, it's kind of in bad shape, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be on the inside.
Really, the biggest problem with all of them are the windows. And I attended a how to fix windows class. We're gonna have to get a professional.
I'll bet you anything, we can get some of that work and materials donated
Probably.
and, for the proper recognition. So thank you very much. It's great.
So when I submitted this, we had not submitted our grant application. And the most you can do is 150,000, but we did not apply for 150,000. We only applied for 100,000. So the amount that's on there is not correct. The 25% is correct, but since we didn't do 150, it'd only be 25,000.
Okay. Council, what do you think? Should we just step up for that? And,
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, hands down. Great job.
Can I make a proposal?
Mhm.
I propose that we approve a $25,000 match to the historical rural log cabin grant.
And I'll second it.
second by Councilmember Schultz, all in favor? 3-0 passes.
Bring that back as a budget amendment too.
Do what?
So I'll bring that back as a budget amendment.
Okay. Discussion number 8, item number 8, discussion consideration possible action regarding the purchase of a fire marshal vehicle for the Somerville County Fire Department. This you, Rich?
No, sir. I think Jim's got one. I can talk about it, but
Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, so actually, last year during the budget workshop, you'll approve funds for the fire department to purchase a vehicle. Fire chief has been pricing out different components of that along with the truck itself. I think y'all have copies of the quotes.
I do.
Just wanted to bring that back before y'all so you can have a chance to review the quotes. Decide if everything looks good. He is present.
It's
here.
within the approved budget amount, right?
Mhm.
All of it is.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with that extra $224?
You can fill it up.
Yeah.
Take it
I'll
down.
give you a tank, yeah.
I think my only question is whether or not this needs to be an amendment to the interlocal agreement, so both the city and the county agree to the particulars. I'm not sure if that's, when we're spending $88,000, that should the interlocal agreement disband after we have purchased this for any reason? You know, what leg do we have to retrieve or recoup the vehicle if it's in the county's
City.
name, if we don't have an amendment? We don't have to do a complete interlocal agreement, but I'm wondering, I think that's something we're gonna have to talk to Stan about, just to see whether or not it's something we need to do an amendment, just to have both.
Can you not leave the vehicle in the city's name?
Ma'am?
Can you leave the vehicle in the city's name?
No, I think insurance purposes would prevent that. I'm not sure I want to do
Because I
that.
think the
You
initial,
can attach you as a lien holder on the vehicle.
Yeah, true enough.
that'd be my only question. I'm all for it, of course, but
Why don't we approve this subject to a review by our legal staff? All right with that?
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
There are a few other things that need to be discussed as well. Insurance. Who's paying for that? This is on the city's
Chief, you want to address?
policy.
I guess my understanding, and of course, I wasn't here during all these discussions, so I'm kind of coming in on the end of it. And, you know, I talked to the judge and he didn't have he felt kind of the same way. Was that it was going to be money that we were going to use to purchase the truck and it'd be a county vehicle. That way we would cover the insurance, all the things that had to do with it. There would be no city responsibility at that point from there. If we're gonna do anything going forward, probably get both legals involved and have a proposal looked at. We wanna do something different than that model.
Yeah, I like that format. I like that structure. I think that's right. Your usage, your condition of it, you need to insure it.
Yeah, I mean, so the insurance maintenance, all that would be on us.
Yeah.
We could probably do some kind of a between the two legals, a pretty easy agreement that said if it disbanded, then the vehicle could return to the city. And I feel like that'd be probably a pretty easy thing to do. That way we're covered on both sides. There's no risk for the city in that way of losing the assets should something change.
Okay.
I just wouldn't try to add it into the interlocal agreements, because.
Well, we'll see if we have to or not. Jim, anything else on the particulars? You have anything else?
No, that was just,
Ancillary stuff.
yeah.
All right, well, I think we ought to make a motion to do it subject to legal review on the interlocal agreement.
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the fire marshal vehicle pending legal review, not to exceed the 88,000 that we have budgeted.
Pending legal review.
Yeah, pending legal review.
A second.
Second by Councilmember Mapes. All in favor? 3-0 passes. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you very much.
Jim, do you want to send that to Stan or do you want me to do it? I think you understand it better. Okay.
Thanks, Chief.
All right, individual item number 9, discussion, consideration, possible action regarding the City of Glen Rose sponsorship for the Field of Flags event. I believe this was Stewart's. But last year, I know many of us individually contribute to this, and we did as a city last year as well. I don't know what we gave, but we were a sponsor. You remember which one we were? Gold? Gold. I don't know the amounts.
Just do a repeat of what you did last year.
Yeah, well,
If you approve it as we are going to do the same thing as last year, then Veronica can look up the amounts and fill it out.
okay, I think it's okay. I think we should do it. Just mine, council, any ideas? Anybody want to make a motion? That we repeat last year's contribution to the Field of Flags for this year?
Okay, I'll do it. Man, I'm on a hot streak today.
Yes, you are.
I propose that we repeat the amount that was made in 2025 to sponsor the Field of Flags event.
And I'll second it.
Second by Councilmember Schultz, all in favor? 3-0 passes. Veronica, if you'll look that up.
I was trying to look it up to save us.
I saw you over there scrambling. I'm like,
Couldn't get there quick
come
enough.
on, we'll get there. All right, number 10, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the nomination of Jeff Lee for Historic Preservation Commission. This was presented by them. I don't believe we have anyone here to represent. I will say that they nominated him, was it 6-0? What was it?
Yes, it says 6-0 on here.
Yeah, and I mean, why should we go against what they think is right? So if you don't have any questions, do you feel like you can go ahead and accept this nomination?
I'll move to accept the recommendation of Jeff Lee to the Historic Preservation Commission.
A second.
We don't have any people here tonight.
No, we
Yeah.
don't.
Second by Councilmember Mapes. All in favor? 3-0 passes. All right. Item number 11, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding no parking area at the south end of Walnut Street right of way to prevent public parking from blocking ingress, egress to 200 Grace Street. Is Buck, where's Buck? Buck, you met with Stewart and the homeowner here? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Can you come up to the podium and tell us your feeling of it?
I can speak to it too.
Okay.
I spoke to Stuart. I was contacted by Jody and Chris as well, the homeowner. Just about the people were parking there on the side of Sexton with the fence there, and he was unable to back out.
So your drive is like all the way against the barrier to the river?
Yes, sir, our drive's right at the end of Walnut Street, under there.
Yeah.
I thought they were using those parking zone already.
Well, there's a sign, but it's not official.
Well, we put signs up, but.
There's a sign on the Sexton side too.
I can enforce it.
Oh.
With text.
They gotta talk
Okay,
about
I'll pass that.
So kind of what do y'all consider? Just that one spot, that a sign on the north side of the drive saying no parking?
So, yes, so we have had signs up, and there's a sign up now, and actually, no sooner did that sign go up, an hour after everybody cleared out, there was a truck parked right up against it, and I had to go find him to get him to move, because it's not enforceable right now. We put up signs, and it's primarily where we back out of the driveway. There's a dumpster there now, which makes it kind of difficult as well. There's also an area where you park in front of the picket fence there, and when you back out, even if you get backed out, there's enough vehicles parked along there, you just can't get up.
You need 20 feet.
And we have people parking all over the place. And then when it gets full down there, people try to come in and they get stuck, and everybody's reversing out of the intersection, turning in the driveway, and I can't tell you the number of times we've had to drive through our yard, on the other side, come out over the street.
So, just a piece of information, so when you consider parking spaces when they are being like parked vertically, not parallel, they are 10 feet wide, and you then have to have turning radius of another away from it on the backup zone. So if we consider his driveway the parking space, then you've got to give enough clearance for that. And so a good 25 feet from the river, kind of the barrier back would be the minimum you would have to.
Towards the square.
Towards the square would be the minimum you would need to allow his parking space driveway to give him the room to back up and make the full turn.
Okay. Council, any questions?
So Pam, I mean, I know all the areas right down there have the very narrow streets, and we have issues galore with that. If we made no parking, I'm just staring at the map here. If we made no parking strictly on the north side of the street, is that sufficient, or do we need, in other words, somebody can park against the Sexton's fence as long as they don't park up against the picket fence?
No, what we're saying is you also have to put no parking against the Sexton fence.
Well, that's what I'm asking is,
For
do we
that
really?
area, so there's
I think it's just the last portion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like last section.
So there'll be two 25-foot swaths.
Right.
Sexton side and
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 there's,
actually, Sexton keeps their dumpster there, which kind of protects it anyway.
Right.
So,
correct, so right there, kind of a portion of the picket fence would be covered, and then, like he said, the dumpster's blocking our Sexton side anyway.
So I see a power pole down there. So if we said from the power pole to the river on the Sexton side, is that sufficient room?
I can,
think of the
I
power
can't
pole.
imagine where the power pole is right there, and,
Get a car in between there.
Well, I think right currently you can get a car between the power pole and the trash can, and that's what I'm thinking of if we eliminated that.
that would be ideal. Yeah, we're fully in support of more parking downtown, don't want to shut it all off. We've lived there since before it was Sexton Mill, it was Bodie running the feed store there. And tried to kind of work with it, but ideally that would be what I would like to see.
On the Sexton side?
From the power pole back.
well, how far is the power pole? I'd like to stay consistent on both sides and just match
Yes, on both sides, I mean, it'd be
whatever that 25 feet is.
I'm just staring at a Google view,
I know
so I
you
can't
can't see it.
tell you how far it is.
But if we're consistent on both sides.
it would need to be
I'm just
consistent.
looking.
Just follow the pole up to your fence, right? There's the power pole.
I don't know how I'm gonna get my canoe out of the
Yeah.
truck now.
I go.
I actually parked
Yeah,
it.
that's what I would do.
David.
Hey, David.
At least you.
So if we took that power pole. and went
Yeah,
straight
actually, that power
across-
pole doesn't even need to be there. That's what the power company said.
Yeah, so if we just took that that's the line, power pole straight across,
That's
no
what I would
parking.
think, yeah.
Yes, I think that gives you plenty, don't you?
And if he's happy with it, I mean.
Yes.
So right there against the fence, and I got that truck to move.
Well, if they're gonna move the power pole, why don't we just do 25 feet on both sides? Whatever that means.
Yeah. Either way, 25 feet is what he has to have to be able to do the turns and
Yeah.
everything based off. But if you use the power pole locator, I mean, even if they move it, but you use that as your mark point,
That would be,
says
that would be,
from here across.
that would be.
Even if they take the power pole off,
Yeah.
that's still your spot that we're saying from there back.
That's what I'm saying, if you have a measurement rather than where the power pole disappears, then all of a sudden.
He'll
Well,
measure.
well, you'd put a sign up and say from this point forward,
Yeah.
no
He'll-
parking from this
All right,
point.
so,
That's a good marker for it.
Do I have the verbiage correct there, Buck? It'd be no parking from this location forward.
The arrow's on that way, no parking.
Geolocate the exact.
no parking beyond this sign, whatever the appropriate.
The arrow's on it.
Are we comfortable with that, or is this something that y'all think we need to relook at, go out and look at the site and re-come back? You good?
Everybody agrees.
Well, then I'll make a motion to create a no parking zone from the power pole location that's currently in front of Sexton to the river. So, basically, from the south side of their driveway gate, there's a power pole from that location to the river. Thus being about
Full street.
25, both sides for about 25 feet.
I second
Is that-
that.
Second by
Oh,
Hopefully that makes
heck
sense.
Councilmember Schultz.
yeah.
You know,
I follow
well,
Rich.
we'll let, our public works and law enforcement to, they'll make it work. So, we had a second, all in favor? 3-0, Councilmember Schultz, the second. All right.
Did we not did any homeowners complain on Grace Street? Because
Oh, that's another problem.
that was a nightmare.
Great Street, I've been told is the most narrow street in the city,
Mhm.
and you absolutely cannot fit two cars there. But when people line the street on there, what we have, they end up pulling up in our yard over the curb, but worse than that, they block the other people on the opposite side of Grace.
Yeah, that's another whole item.
And then emergency vehicles can't get down when they're starting.
Yeah.
There was talk at one point of closing Gray Street.
I'm making a walking,
Yeah.
it should happen still, in my opinion, it should be a walking street, but that's another meeting. Let's see here, we can't cover that right now, but it is an issue. Let's see here, discussion, item number 12, discussion, consideration, possible action regarding a request from Hannah Balkenbush to place a vending machine at Big Rocks Park. Hannah, would you like to come up, please?
Yes, so I wasn't sure how official this was, but I brought y'all folders with what I sent you with what Veronica sent you in an email, just so that you wouldn't have nothing to look at.
Thank you. Let me have one for these two guys also.
Oh, okay,
That's
Here,
all,
I'll-
just give
I'll
me one
share
and I'll
mine.
give Rich one.
would you like one as well, Jim?
Yes, please.
There you go. Do you need, oh wait, that should be enough.
You're okay. We'll pass it on to them. They're not
So
here
I'll
to
try to
vote.
make this as quick as possible, but, good evening, my name is Hannah Walkenbush, as y'all just said, and
You'll
I,
state your address as well, Hannah.
what was that?
Your address, please.
Oh,
Your residence address.
oh, 1654 County Road 411. Well, that's my parents' address, and
That's all right. All right.
So I co-own a company for vending machines called New Life Vending. And like many of you, I see Big Rocks Park as one of like the hearts of our community in the summer. So I'm here today to talk to you about how we can enhance that experience for visitors that come in the summer and for our own community. One of the problems that I do see at Big Rocks is people are down there for hours. That's not the problem. But there's nothing other than the snow cone stand that provides refreshments or any basic necessities within a walkable distance. If anyone needs anything other than a snow cone, you have to get in your car and drive to the gas station or somewhere else. So I'm proposing that we put a smart vending machine, meaning it's completely cashless and monitored by AI essentially, and it also is tailored for the outdoors at Big Rocks so that we can provide visitors with what they need. So the trial program would be from late May to August
to prove the value of the service to y'all and the citizens. And as you see on page 2, it comes at zero cost to the city. And we're offering 5% or a 5% revenue share back to the city. And so New Life, yes. I wasn't gonna come up here and say, actually, y'all get nothing. But it was New Life Vending was founded out of this desire, the desire to provide quality, reliable products to the people. And so, as I've already said, we're offering a selection of premium drinks, Gatorade, sodas, energy drinks, and such. Small meals like Lunchables, Uncrustables. I personally hate those, but kids love them, so, you know. And other refreshment options such as snacks, and then also small basic necessities, first aid kits, sunscreen, sunglasses. And then also, we've recently partnered with a soft serve ice cream company called CBT Soft Serve. They're completely organic and all natural, and it's soft serve ice cream in these frozen squeezable pouches, and it does not sound great, but they are great. And I've had them myself. I promise I'm not vouching for a product that's terrible. But they're actually really good, and they're sold at Central Market in Fort Worth. So they're not, obviously if they're sold there, they're not trash because of who goes there. But anyway, our machines will occupy a small footprint. It only requires and I say machines, one has to be set for frozen temperatures and one has to be set for refrigeration temperatures. We're hoping we can get one that can do both, but we're gonna have 2 separate machines. But they only require a 110 volt outlet, so a standard outlet. And then we are utilizing hopefully 100% cashless technology, which reduces vandalism and increases revenue. And then you can see a picture of what it possibly could look like on page 2. And I've already discussed everything. It would be around 4x6 or 4x8 feet. That's the space it would take up. I don't see it taking up any more space than that. It'll also be covered by insurance in case someone is to get injured on that. I don't see how someone may get injured on a vending machine. But I'm not gonna.
You never know.
But you don't know. I'm not putting it past people. So
You're gonna find Rich over there.
yeah,
Someone's gonna get that ice cream out.
Yeah, he is.
someone's gonna find a way, and that way I'm not completely broke. It wouldn't be the city's problem, it would be my personal problem. So, but also we have a set maintenance plan. I'll be coming at least 5 times a week to restock. It'll come straight to my phone, actually what's taken out of the machine. So I'll know right away. It's not like it will be out for days and people will be coming to complain to the city. And also I will be, any litter within like a 10 to 15 foot radius, I'll just be cleaning up myself, even if it's not from the vending machine, in an effort to keep the park clean. Because I know Jim had mentioned when I talked to him individually about this, that one of the struggles with the parks is the trash. So I can't go around to the whole park and clean up all the trash, but I can do my part around that area. And then you can see the picture of the proposed location. It's right between the benches and the restrooms. So it's kind of like a natural resting place. And then it's visible from the road, which also reduces vandalism, but it also drives traffic. If you can see it, people know it's there. And then also New Life Vending is a privately funded 50-50 partnership. I'm working with a man named Greg Clanton. I believe he was on the Planning and Zoning Committee
It was.
some time ago.
Yep, recently.
Yes. So we will have 100% of the necessary upfront capital for the high-end machines and initial inventory and the first year operational costs. So it will not be a financial or logistical burden to the city. And then the last page is just a personal statement from me. So the mission statement of this company, no matter how big or small it gets, is to create moments of unexpected joy and to change the world one small action at a time. And so everything I do is for Christ. It's based on the Bible verse, Romans 6:4. We were therefore buried with him through baptism into death, in order that just as Christ was raised from the dead for the glory of the Father, that we may too live a new life. Ultimately, everything I do is not of my own accord, but of the desire to follow God and go make disciples. For those of you who don't know me, I'm 20 years old, and I left college last year to pursue real estate. And I gave up all my scholarships And that was not an easy decision, but I'm not called to live an easy life. I'm called to live a new life through Christ, and nowhere in scripture does it promise me easiness or prosperity. That new life ending is a result of me walking figuratively with Jesus through the wilderness this past year. So to God be the glory in this endeavor, because everything was created through him and for him. And there's my contact information. So thank you.
Thank you, Hannah.
Sorry if that was too
Hang on
long.
for a second, see if we have any questions. Is there any issues with the Methodists and the affiliation with the lease agreement?
I don't know, we'll have to review that.
Okay, yeah, I think we need to do that. We don't own the park.
Oh,
We lease the park.
We lease.
that is
And,
good information to know.
Yeah, so you may be talking to the wrong people, but I don't think so. We just need to clear that lease agreement and look at it. Is there a 110 there? Okay. And that 5% obviously will cover some litter pickup and some electricity, probably enough. If you're doing well enough, we'll be doing well enough to pay for those things.
Yes.
And it is a service to our visitors, which I think is important, and to our residents. So
Yes, that was on my plan. I just
I didn't want to say it out loud.
wasn't gonna say it.
I'm just telling you, please do that.
Yeah.
Do you own one currently?
So we do not. We have several other locations that we're proposing. So obviously, it won't sit at Big Rocks for the whole year because it would probably make no money in the winter. So once we have the machine, we'll probably be moving it late August. So we don't have the machine yet because I've been waiting. I wanted to do this first before getting the machine and then having nowhere to place it for several months or for a few months until we could get approval somewhere else. But Greg is we actually have a meeting on this Thursday with a company to discuss.
So you're proposing to leave it there for what months?
Late May through the middle of August.
For this year?
Yes, ma'am.
But in the future, like during spring break, would you be looking at doing it sooner?
Yes, ideally, we would be able to back this up in the future. We just weren't. This all ended up.
So your pilot program, you're looking at this year when you can do it.
Yes.
Next year, you would extend it back into the beginning of
Yes.
March,
Yes.
likely.
Yes.
Would you need a concrete place to put this thing, or is the proposed space on the sidewalk?
So it would not, that's a good question. It would not be on the sidewalk because it would not impose pedestrian, what's it, traffic? Yeah, thank you. So it doesn't have to be on a concrete, or some of them actually made for the outdoors don't have to be on a concrete
Pad.
pad. It's just a matter of finding the correct machine. Ideally, yes, it is on concrete. And that's why currently that is just a proposed location. There might be a better one considering that is grass. I mainly was proposing that because that was when I went and looked at it the other day, that was the outlet I could find. But
Jim, what do you think about it abutting right up against the restrooms on that western side? That wouldn't be in the walkway and it.
Right.
Those probably still have to be concrete.
Do they need?
That would be concrete.
Do they need to be covered?
It looks like it's self-covered to me.
the one that, yes, the picture that we have, one is self-covered. We are probably getting one that is self-covered. They don't have to be as long as it's built specifically for the outside. If you were to put a traditional vending machine outside and it wasn't covered or anything, it would break down probably within 2 days because of the Texas heat. As long as it's specifically built for the outside, it doesn't have to be covered, but it is recommended, and so that's why we're planning to do that.
Any other questions? Any action? Whatever your motion may be, it's just got to be caveated with the review of the contract with the Methodist Church. Or is it Glen Lakes, actually? Glen Lakes.
Yeah.
So if you could just caveat that if you have a motion.
I do have a question also, and this is probably more addressed to Veronica. It's being that the city is getting back 5%. Is this something, since we're getting a revenue that needs to go out to bid, so other consumers that may want to try to put vending machines there have for better lack of the words, a chance also? I mean, is this something that, I love the idea, I love the concept, I don't want to, put ourselves in something.
I think that's a question we need to ask Stan,
Yeah, I think you're probably right, but we could propose this without the revenue.
because we don't know how much revenue will
Yeah,
be,
yeah.
so.
No one does. So how do you bid against potential revenue?
Yeah, there's no guarantee. I mean, there's no guarantee. This is a risk for me as well. There's no guarantee this will work out at all. It could make no money, and so then the city would be getting zero, and I would be getting zero, and I would have to completely.
Well, we can also subject the motion to review of Glen Lake's contract and if it does become an issue with revenue needing to be bid out, we can go to zero revenue if you guys feel comfortable, but address those issues as follow-up.
I think I'd be comfortable with just saying review with legal and Glen Lakes.
Okay.
If Stan says
I think
we're
that's
good, that's sufficient with me.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Is there a public comment?
It was me. I had a public comment, signed up on the speak on this one.
Oh, you did?
Yes, sir.
Hang on, let me make
You didn't
sure.
read
that
all
I
my-
don't wanna-
You
okay.
didn't read all my notes? Okay. Shannon, Edwards, 202nd Street. This I guess is more for you, but and nothing, don't take anything personal when I'm like, so say, okay. My question is, Big Rocks is busy a lot, and I get that's the point of this. However, when they come to Big Rocks, they come well prepared, a little too prepared sometimes. I think maybe you should be looking at Heritage Park. It doesn't have the foot traffic, because you're also competing with the snow cone stand if you put ice cream. I know they don't have soft serve ice cream, but they still have ice cream. It's kind of something to think about, as well as like Heritage Park is not walkable from very many restaurants. There is Sexton's, which is kind of close, and a few others, but not really. I think Heritage may be a better option, a little less traffic, but I just want to be wary when we're putting it on the sidewalk of a main highway, and they do come there all day, so.
Thank you.
Do I get to respond?
You sure can.
My response to that is when you're working with a vending machine business, you do not want to put a vending machine anywhere where there's less than 100 visitors a day. And I can 100% say that Heritage Park and the soccer park is not getting 100 visitors a day, unless maybe there's some birthday party going on. So just from a business standpoint, even if Big Rocks doesn't work out, I'm still not going to be putting it at Heritage, because that would be a terrible business decision, just to put it very bluntly. And I understand what you're saying about like the competition with the snow cone machine, but this is America. Sorry to put it that way.
Amen to capitalism.
But yeah, I'm perfectly okay with competition. And not that if I want a snow cone, I'm not gonna go to the vending machine. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go to my own vending machine if I want a snow cone. But was that all?
You're
That's
good. You're
Okay.
good. You're good.
That was all my response.
We follow. I make a motion. Are we ready?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I make a motion that we approve the placement of Hannah's snow cone, not snow cone, sorry. Vending machines, pending the contracts between Glen Lake, and then did we want to add another caveat to
Legal
that?
review of the bid process, well, just legal review.
And legal review.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Mapes, all in favor? 3-0.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll bet you Cheyenne's over getting one of those ice creams first day.
Yeah.
Stop at Big Rocks, unless I absolutely.
I don't
I'm
count.
sorry.
I like Big Rock.
I walk it every day.
Yeah, I like
I
it.
walk to it from my house. on the
I'm
other
not
side.
sure whose this was. Item 13, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding parking on Walnut Street.
It's Stuart, but I had he had sent me some stuff. I know I
Okay.
didn't sign up for this
All right.
one, but I'll
Sure,
read
sure,
kind of
you've
what-
got 3 minutes.
what he said to me earlier when I asked him about this one, because I did send him a message and ask because I was kind of confused on why Jim put something on the agenda and him put kind of in the same spot without really coordinating, so let me see here. Pecan,
More about Gray Street.
yeah, his is Pecan Street between Bernard and Grace as well as Gray Street, because he understands that our festivals, because we have been closing just that piece from Bernard in front of like MJ next to Feast down to that parking lot corner there for those cornhole tournaments or whatever Sexton might have been doing at that time. Festivals don't happen every weekend, but they do, and parking on these roads has become really narrow and it's become a real issue. Even when vehicles are parked on one side, it still creates a significant problem. Homeowners are dealing with honking and some having to come outside and direct traffic, or drivers are being forced to pull into private driveways just to let other pass. On Pecan specifically, the cars are parking along the curb by the pickle, which makes it extremely difficult for customers to get in and out of that parking lot. I know downtown parking is already limited, but marking these streets no parking during festivals could create confusion. He said he doesn't have a perfect solution, but I think he's trying to get at, maybe we limited a little bit more parking, like full turn parking on some of these side streets, because obviously, as we talked about a minute ago, Gray Street is one of the biggest issues we have in this town, parking wise, because it's not big enough. And then you've got all those little streets that go into Gray Street that are also causing issues, and it's only gonna get worse, because guess what? Your building's over there, and you're gonna have a lot of parking needs with City Hall.
Well,
Maybe not all at the same time, but it will be.
Actually, Shine, I will disagree with that in that most of these parking issues that we're speaking to are weekend and festival activity, where our place over there will supply parking, additional parking. And, we've gotten by for a long time over there on Gray Street and Walnut and Pecan without too much issue. I've yet to see a wreck, and I know it's tight for the residents. They bought their property, they saw what they were getting into. And we need the parking on the streets. That's my 10 cents.
But it's only getting worse.
Yeah.
Traffic is only getting more. So maybe, like you limit here, the annex limits their parking, maybe during the week or just on weekends, you limit some, maybe it's just on weekend. I know that's kind of odd, but do it the reverse of what you do everything else and maybe just limit it on weekends on, like in front of the Grand Pickle where he does have his parking lot where you do have to jump the curb to get across. But it still is a parking lot, because that's the only parking lot he has. So I think that's where Stuart was trying to get at. Think of a creative option.
Councilor, quick, Jim, any comments from you? You know that spot, all
I
of
think
them.
that curb,
That
I
pickle.
think we could saw cut and get rid of that curb
That would be nice.
where it's obvious that you shouldn't park there without.
We've talked about that. I
It's
mean,
not too big of a deal, but Gray Street's just a different.
it is what it is. But, if people want to avoid parking there, I really believe, like Pam said, it should be a Riverwalk street. It is thin. Nobody stops at the stop signs. The speed bumps do nothing. And it's a dangerous street. And I think council ought to consider that as an agenda item. You that will be here continuing, I think it ought to be an agenda item to make or consider that. D. Conrad fought for it, tried to get it done, and it makes sense to me, but that's not our agenda today. Our agenda is what?
Walnut Street.
No.
Is there enough, does the city have enough guard things that you could put in those dangerous places and just to block it? I mean,
It comes down to, just in my experience as a resident, like Dylan said, everybody bought and knew what they were gonna get into. Of course, the mill wasn't there as a bar and restaurant at the time. A lot of it would probably be okay if most patrons used, common sense and consideration, but that's just not what happens, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And when that happens, if there's nothing enforceable, you can put bollards everywhere you want. People are gonna drive right around and throw them up to them, and just not gonna do anything. But I'm unclear. It says Walnut Street. y'all were talking about,
He kind of put two in one. He put Walnut Street on the agenda, but personally, to my message, he was talking specifically about the instance.
The only agenda item we have is for
He's
Walnut.
just talking from
Yeah.
where MJ and Company is to before you get to where the street dead ends.
Right.
They've been blocking that street off periodically for festivals. So but he's also noting more and more people parking on the curb recently in the last, 6 months, it's gotten really bad.
Including our CDB director.
Yeah.
Hey, does, Buck, speak up here, guys, y'all know, I don't see a parking issue on Walnut there. I think it's wide enough. Now bait causes some issues. We've talked about changing the trash cans in the parking, all kinds of things. We've done nothing,
I'll
but
say coming in up and down Walnut there all the time. Just yesterday, there was cars parked on both sides and a truck trying to exit, and I was trying to turn in, and you couldn't fit. There's something
If they park on both sides, you can't get down.
yeah, I know the issues. I've always been able to go around. That's because I'm a very good driver, but,
Well, good for you, but not everybody is nowadays.
I just, we talk about parking in downtown, we talk about parking on the square. And I don't see a need to take away parking on Walnut Street, which is proposed here as it currently sits, just my opinion. Council ideas.
Has the city ever looked at purchasing the park, the area behind Glen Rose Auto Parts? You know what I mean? It's right across the street from
Oh,
Methodist.
yeah, well, the Methodist Church owns that. You're
Oh,
talking
they do.
about the one just, yeah, no, that's owned by Vicky Nevins right now, right behind the auto parts.
The grass.
Is there
And that
any?
will be for sale, that is for sale.
Yeah, I bet it's pretty priced, huh?
Well, not if we don't get the cottages in the hotel part. That's something we might look into. I
And
can give
just-
her a call and see if she'd be interested to donate it.
What about the
You never
land
know.
that's next to River House, all that?
He won't
He
sell it
won't
as a
sell
parking
it.
lot.
He's holding that.
So is anything else for parking lot?
But that isn't gonna alleviate the Walnut problem. The Walnut problem is the Walnut problem. And there's not a lot of option to it. It's just that street, and twice a year we have, the cornhole tournaments, and yeah, it's a bit of an issue for 2 days. But that's what we got here in Glen Rose.
Can you close a side of the street? A piece of the street?
I'm sorry?
I said, can you close half the street, a piece of the street?
Yeah, those are all possibilities. We'll get to that. Well, but right now, Walnut Street. Anybody see an idea? Council members, all three of you?
I personally travel on that street frequently when I'm in town, and I don't see an issue with that. I do agree with when it gets down by Chris's house, there's that issue, because you can only really park 2 or 3 vehicles next to Sexton, that's it. You try and get 5 or 6 in there, then we have a problem. But by Buffalo and by the parking lot, on both sides of the street, I don't see an issue, or with cars being able to still get through with it, but that's just.
Oh, it's tight, and when you got 2 people coming at the intersection at one time, you just gotta be wise and slow but once again, I've never had an issue where it's like, oh my gosh, we gotta shut down the city.
I would love it if we could do something to entice Encore to come out of their space and build a parking garage back there and do public parking. It's a grand idea. And I know that they've come to us before, but there was so much copper or something that they had running through there, and so they couldn't move.
No, we weren't real friendly to them. I'm not sure they will be to us.
I know.
But on the Walnut Street, let's table this and let Stuart do some research and
Let
talk
Stuart
about.
talk to you.
Yeah. Is that all right with you guys?
It's good with me.
I can't.
Veronica, you all right with that? All right.
Right.
We'll take 13 and consider further research. Okay, we have a consent agenda, folks, and all the consent agenda items are considered routine by the city council. They can be enacted by one motion. Yeah, if you have a separate issue on any one of the items, you can address that, and remove it from it. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda items as
Any
presented.
second on that?
Ladies,
Do I have a second?
hello?
Sorry.
Hi.
Hi.
Just
What is
for a
it? What
second.
was the
Just a-
motion?
just a-
Oh, okay, I'll second that.
All right, second by Councilmember Schultz, all in favor?
Uh,
8-0. What the heck did I just vote for? All right.
Walk in blindly to that
We're gonna move to staff reports. And Jim, would you like to begin? Sure. Public Works?
Yeah, I don't have anything to add.
Any questions for Public Works? I have a question. I don't have a question. Anybody? What was going on today down here? Was that a leak? Water?
No, that's the Storybook Cafe's been having some issues with their sanitary sewer line. We were running a camera down there to see
what's going on.
if there was a separation there, and we got our equipment stuck in the line, so we're having to excavate and
Get it out.
retrieve it.
Get it out.
That's what was happening today.
On this end,
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on down here.
That was a stolen truck.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Wow, I didn't know that. I have a question.
Please.
Texas Drive and the road repair. I know that you were gonna talk to the county
It's
and,
a mess.
yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, the way we've repaired that in the past, you have to wait until the dead of summer before you do that process. It gets below like 60 degrees at night, it can cause problems.
Oh, I
And
see.
so we're just kind of waiting, trying to,
Ain't gonna be long.
yeah.
Is the county going to do the repairs like they did last time?
I've talked to Brady and John just to see what they think
Mhm.
the process needs to look like. So they're saying we need to do some improvements to the subgrade, which would be cement stabilization. It seemed to always fail in the same areas.
Mhm.
We think that's just from the groundwater. So we need to cement stabilize those. That's not something they would participate in,
Oh,
so.
I see.
We will handle that, and then I still need to go talk to the commissioners about an interlocal agreement.
Okay.
And then even if they do not want to participate, we would just find a contractor that would handle that portion of it.
Any other questions for Public Works?
I have a question. What's
Yeah.
your wraparound time on restriping the speed bumps? Is there, like, do you put them on a schedule or you just wait till people call and say,
Yeah, I
let's do
mean,
it?
some of them are a little more difficult to see than others based on shade. Like sometimes certain times of the year, they're in the shade and you just can't see them as well. But that's something we can look at.
I've just noticed the ones on Elm Street and then also the ones on Grace Street.
Okay,
They're just getting difficult to see.
okay. Yeah, we'll look at them.
Any, have we gotten anywhere with TxDOT on crossing, at the school crossing zones on Bernard for the flashing lights?
Yeah, they haven't responded to that yet.
Is there,
I've been having some conversations with Helen Kerwin on that and sent she wanted pictures of those crossings and she was gonna be coordinating with the district engineer, I believe.
I know last time we discussed this, which has been a few months, that she was kind of trying to include something down here in the square,
Yeah.
which kind of goofed up the whole
Right.
thing. But obviously, I'm just more concerned about down by the school, those two
Yeah. I
crossing,
think
crosswalks.
Jim and I discussed that crosswalk today, especially the first one, which I've hired my wife to go and film at 2:45 in the afternoons. It's a mess. And we're gonna send the films, and Jim has had pictures made to send to the district office, David Salazar and Sarah Horner. And we're going to push that, even if the city has to pay for it. I
It's
think
small.
it's worthy of
Yeah, I don't
doing.
think it's a big cost.
So we had a discussion about that today. We are gonna move on that a little further.
Is she going on Friday?
I was gonna say on
Friday is the
Friday.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the big day that people are walking this way and, yeah, we'll cover it again today. We covered it last week, but it wasn't Friday. We'll get Friday this week.
Mm-hmm.
I walk that route like 3 times a week. Not once has anybody stopped
No,
when I'm standing at that. And I can imagine if it's kids, but, and I'm just by myself, but not one time has anybody ever stopped to let me cross.
it is a mess and
Mhm.
it needs to be addressed, so.
And Rich, thank you so much. You consistently bring it up so
And the
often.
ones
I
in
appreciate
front of the
that.
high school, he was
I know.
pushing it.
Gotta
The
squeaky
fan
wheel.
club speaking.
Yeah.
Squeaky wheel.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Jim. Appreciate it. Who's up next here? Police chief?
I don't have anything to add, Mayor.
I have a question. Does Officer 800 and Officer 804 work essentially the same amount of time each month?
Yes, sir.
Same hours?
Well, mine are,
Approximately.
mine's over 40 usually, but
Yeah, Buck works way harder than 40 hours.
Okay,
minimum 40.
all right. Thank you.
What's the status of our additional?
Trying to finish up, background.
Thank you.
If all that goes well, we'll be on board quick.
Any other questions for Police Chief Martin? Thanks again for your comments on Tammy. That was nice of you.
Yes.
If I pass tomorrow or something, will you do me too?
It's awful.
I'll be a long one.
Yeah, well, going for days. Sure. I'll let Candace do it and it'll last about 30 seconds.
Yeah. Here lies Joe.
That's not even 30.
You know?
R.I.P. Ability and planning,
That's
baby.
not true, Joe.
I don't have anything major on here. I got anything?
I didn't see anything that wanted to address. Anybody else?
Got the lane building open?
Yes. Are y'all there or are y'all here?
In process.
Nobody knows.
There is furniture
Oh, we
there.
know. We're just.
And we will have to
Public doesn't know.
It's close.
Somebody tried to pay the water bill.
We have any issues with any COs or anything going on? Anything major?
No, we just got a few punch list items to take care of.
All right, let's get them done. I don't have anything, anybody? Thank you, David. At ease.
Wow, David, congrats.
Code enforcement animal, I don't think we have anything. Convention and Visitors Bureau Director report.
Nope. Oh.
Hello, do you have any questions over my report? I have a couple of highlights that I would like to mention. We have a new YouTube channel, so if you would please follow and subscribe and like all the content, that would
And
be
what's it
great.
titled?
Explore Glenrose.
Oh, same, okay.
Yep, so all of our social media is Explore Glenrose. So Facebook and Instagram are performing well, but I included the analytic report so we don't have to talk about that unless you want to. And then we started our YouTube channel. We focused more on shorts, but we're about to release our first long video on there.
Is that Friday's
That's
filming?
exciting. Excuse
Is that
me?
the longest Friday's filming, you think?
The long is about the Somerville County History Museum.
Oh,
We
good.
interviewed
That'd be
Dennis
good.
Moore.
Good.
And then just a couple of other highlights in May. We have the City of Glenrose Day at Cleburne Railroaders. So please make sure that you mark your calendars, save that date. You don't want to miss that fun event. I will be sending you an email with a link to purchase your tickets, right?
It's on the chamber website also.
It's on the chamber website also, so you can conveniently get that and we can sit in a group and have fun and watch the mayor throw the first pitch.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
What
Well,
day
I
is
started
that?
working a little bit.
What day is signing? Tuesday, the what?
May 19th. And then, Veronica, would you please go to exploreglenrose.com and, we just posted a new carousel today. Sorry to put you on the spot. But I'm excited about it. I want you to see the lineup for our Biloxi Music Festival. So I think it's gonna be great this year. I put a flyer about it at each of your desks. So you've got a physical flyer, but we've got a really fun kind of a dance party on Friday night that's got Hard Nights Day. I'm so sorry. That's a Beatles tribute band, and then also Le Freak. So that's just, high energy, lots of fun. On Saturday, we're going to have at the Texas Amphitheater, we're going to have Jamie Richards and Kevin Fowler. So kind of big names.
Where's your email, Tracy?
Explore. And then just scroll just down just ever so slightly. Yeah, there you go. So that carousel right there. And if you'll, thank you. And then just kind of
There's an arrow on the
scroll,
right.
yeah,
You
see
can't
on the
see
right
it.
hand side. You can look at, these are all the different acts. So that are going to be playing.
Oh, look at that.
All
Look at that
It's
down there.
goofy.
I'm gonna be offering dance lessons at the disco music.
You
Is that why you were insisting that she scroll right? You gotta plug your service.
Talk about the Sunday event.
Yes, okay, so Sunday, we've added a jazz brunch. So how fun is that? So we're gonna close off a little bit of Elm and Vine, and we're gonna have some restaurants that will have we're thinking about 5 vignettes where we're gonna have Tarleton students, UNT students that are playing their jazz instruments.
Oh, I love it.
And how exciting is that? I mean, just kind of low key, a brunch situation. And then, of course, we'll have our vendor booths on the square. So we also have an act there on the city stage, and that is Kevin Vaughn Blues Band.
They're really good, really good.
Yes, they're great, actually. I'm
What
excited.
Tracy and some of the hoteliers got together and worked up is, that's Memorial Day weekend. We were gonna just leave Sunday blank, and then you think people have Monday off, a lot of them. So we thought we'd utilize Sunday with another event and hopefully keep people over another night. So I think it's great thinking by them, and it's gonna be fun. If there's 10 of us there, I'm gonna have a good time. We'll be
Let's have a
fun.
good time.
Yeah.
All right.
City Secretary's report. Do you have anything? Over and above?
My office, just an FYI, my office will be functional at the new building. My goal is by May 4th, but it's looking like we're gonna be there sooner, so we'll keep the public informed as to our date that we'll be over there. So exciting. Any other questions for me?
Do you have anything from the city administrator's seat?
I don't have anything to add.
Okay.
I'm already over there off.
Are you employed over there?
As of 4:30 this afternoon.
I will be there Friday.
Plug in the computer and ready to go.
Wow.
All right.
And you'll be there Friday?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, I'm going to say in 3 years, that's the quickest meeting we've had. Thank you all for, and I would like to introduce one of our new incoming council members, Patty. Will you take a stand?
They're both there.
Take the stand,
Oh,
Patty.
I didn't say, okay. Will you both stand up?
Hey.
Won't be long now. So, anything else, anybody on the council like to make a comment, have any information we need? Anything? Rich? All right. Then I would like to adjourn this meeting for the city council at 7:06 p.m.
She missed that.
Please come. Never came back.
I'll pull my phone up.
Rich, when you get back.
I can't sit now
Next
because I
Tuesday.